Hi everyone, my name is Keith Liker, and these series of videos are going to go over the character sheet for the Lost Age. We're going to jump right in with the character background section. This section is used in order to showcase their starting wealth, abilities, archetypes, and their call to adventure itself, along with upbringing and background, and very importantly, their fellow heroes. Rotating over, we've got additional space for your character's equipment, relics for spiritual casters, and any additional notes for your character that are pertinent to the back side. Opening up the sheet to this third back page, you can see that it's on the same side there. You have your goals, which allow your character to gain additional traits and skill points, doing things other than killing monsters. You have vocations, which are things that your character has some kind of professional training in, based off of its score, and environments for where your character spent their time while learning their vocations and growing up. Renown is how famous your character is, and most starting level characters won't have any renown. This character in particular chose a call to adventure that gave them renown. And then, of course, money at the bottom left, and your level and XP. Opening up the character sheet, we have what I think is one of the most important formats, or what I like to call adventure mode. You have your goals, vocations, environments, renown on the right-hand side, and these are things that are going to be often used outside of combat. And you have your traits themselves, which are where most everything else is derived. So, going down this sheet, we have action points. This is how quickly your character moves in and outside of combat, refreshed every single round, with a action point tracker on the far left-hand side, right here. You can use your finger, a die, a pencil, or, if you're like me, you can use a paperclip to mark how much AP you have remaining. Traits are rated on a scale from 0 to 100. That's your score, as laid here. And your rank right next to it, which is the actual portion that gets applied to trait checks or derived stats, things like that. Each trait not only rates a given portion of your character, but it also is a given location's relative health. So in this instance, strength, whose location is the arms, has taken 5 damage. Note that each one of those is different for the different traits. Each trait has a certain number of injuries that it can take, up to its maximum score. So in this instance, this character has 4 injuries out of a total of 23 possible injuries. Below that is Second Wind. Second Wind occurs when you are at half of your score. And Wounded occurs when you're at 0. You just mark off once you hit those thresholds. And they will accumulate down here for pluses and minuses. Below that you have Daring. And Daring is just an additional pool for you to spend from in order to mitigate damage or give yourself bonuses based off of what you can spend it on there. Resting and Medicine, fairly self-explanatory. You get 2 rests to recharge your Daring or traits, and a long rest to fully recharge your Daring and generate additional traits too. Opening it up, the middle section is all about evasion, armor, and shields. Evasion, most important portion is here. This character will get a +1 evasion bonus whenever they roll to evade. Then you have your armor, and have the name, the total damage reduction value, the sundered target number, if the armor is sundered or not, and the burden that it places on the character. You can also note that that is tied directly to the body of this character. So if they get hit in the head, it doesn't matter that they have armor on their body, for example. Next up is your shield. Shield has The maximum block bonus. Now that's very similar to armor's damage reduction, except that you have to activate it in order to use it. Every time it's activated, you'll use durability, reducing that durability by 1. It also has a burden penalty. Next up is weapons in the top right. There are several important pieces of information here. The name, the damage, which is never rolled, the crit damage, any bonuses on the D10 to use to hit, action points needed in order to use the weapon once, twice, or 3 times, the type of the weapon, in this instance one-handed savage, the menace area, the area around your character that you menace, and then of course the reach, which is used to determine that. Below that we have some additional info for standard and critical hits, and the skills, which have a score, just like vocations and goals, a name, a tied trait which they cannot exceed, and an overview of what they do. So that is the Lost Age character sheet. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.